Hey, I'm KIC, and this is Aven Colony from Mothership Entertainment. We're going to be doing the Sandy
Welcome to the
Gulch
Sandy Gulch Colony, Governor.
scene, as you can see.
Commander, I've got a situation here.
What is it, Calandra?
I'm exploring the cave networks around the colony, and I think I saw something. There was a...
Calandra, you are not authorized to go exploring. Jack has the sole authority to authorize expeditionary missions. Calandra, what's happening down there? Calandra, do you copy? Her transponder stopped. She's in trouble. Shit! Jack, are you online?
I'm here, Vori.
Jack, I need you to get down to the Sandy Gulch colony with a medevac unit immediately. Calandra decided to go on an unauthorized exploration mission.
Oh no, that's not what we need right now.
Yeah, my feelings exactly. I'm sending you the last known location of her transponder signal.
I'm on my way.
All right, Governor. Looks like we've got a situation on our hands. Do what you can to grow the colony. I'll let you know what you can do to help.
Well, and that right there is quite the introduction to what we're going to be doing today. So this is basically kind of like a SimCity colony simulator, that sort of thing. Obviously, this is not planet Earth. At least not any planet Earth that I know. So I guess we're going to go ahead and dive in. Now, as I recall from what I was looking at before, this particular scenario is...
Commissioner Veronica is eager to see how you can grow this small settlement on Aven Prime.
This one is maybe a little more difficult than the beginning one, so this should be interesting. So, first thing we need to do is build a geothermal generator. I might skip past some of these little points right here, because all that really matters is that we start working on what we're supposed to be working on. Now, obviously, in the grand scheme of things, we probably should pay attention to certain things, so I'll point out a few things as I go. Got the interface down here, obviously a little lightning bolt as it's green and dancing. That means this is where you're going to find stuff for power, so we're just going to go ahead and build a Tier 1 geothermal generator right there. Now these, of course... Oh, didn't mean to click on that guy. Are tunnels. Tunnels are kind of like what you could think of as power lines and streets. This is how all of your colony... your folks in your colony get around. They're going to use tunnels to get around. Now, as it so happens, they can use tunnels and get around all the way through here, even though these guys obviously don't have tunnels. They're just kind of connected as they are. One of the interesting things is you can upgrade pretty much every building. Not all of them, but pretty much, quite a few of them, which makes for some interesting stuff that you can do. I kind of like that. It makes it so that, you know, maybe your early grade... I don't know, intake fan, for instance, is actually not all that bad of quality, because you can go over here and you can upgrade it a couple times to get better performance out of it. Works out pretty well. We have a new mission. We need a water pump. Of course, we need food and we need water in this colony, and both, I think, are going to be a problem because, well, look at this place. It's pretty sandy. That probably wasn't the best place to put one. I should have paid closer attention to that. Well, no, that actually was pretty good compared to all these spots. These are terrible. Wow. All right, well, that was a good one. As it so happens, that was actually a pretty decent spot. Go figure. People will automatically go over to the buildings and start working, so we have someone working here. And it looks like we're actually getting... Wow, okay, so there we go. It took a second for it to update. It's going to say... I think we're getting at the point where we're actually getting just a little extra than what we're using, which is a good thing, but we're going to have problems here because we're going to need food too. And I don't know how we're going to grow stuff in the desert, so I guess we'll see what happens. Next thing we need to do is build an iron mine. We're going to build that right there on the iron deposit, so we're going to go to our drilling guy. That's the one that's green and dancing now. And while we could do a laser mine versus a standard mine, as you see right here, it says extract minerals much more quickly than a mine. 40% faster extraction. That sounds great, but destroys half the minerals in the process. That sounds terrible. Let's go with the standard mine. It'll be fine. Obviously, construction is handled by drones. You see these little guys zooming around here. I can't click on them. They are coming from right there, the construction drone hub, which is upgraded to Tier 2 right now, which is why we have 2 drones versus 1. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these objectives because we've already completed them. We should be getting another mission momentarily. There's a lot of stuff around here too. We're going to have to make some upgrades and changes, I would suspect, before too long. Here's a little bit of a care package over here. Cargo pod. Ooh, that has a lot of potash. Yeah, that's a good one right there. I like that. It's right next to a geothermal vent. And then what are you? You're a resupply pod beacon. We have another geothermal vent over here. And more pods all scattered about the place. There's one up there. There's one over here. I think that is the Zorium deposits. Those are where you get some really, really fantastic generators going on. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. Build 2 quinoa farms. Okay, so this is where it starts to get a little interesting. We can build a farm. And theoretically here, let's go... Ooh, yeah, that is... this would be much better land that we could farm in. And we could probably get a pretty decent crop out of that. Or we can just go right away to a greenhouse. And, well, I suppose if we change to quinoa, that would help for one. We're going to get a little bit of quinoa, but not a whole lot. So I think what we need to do is we need to expand our colony a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and... where do we want to do this from? Let me pause the game for a moment while I plan this out. The way they've already started this colony, they have kind of this dual thing going on here. 2 tunnels. Like, well, I guess it is only a single. It's because they have stuff right next to it. That's why. Alright, that makes sense. So we can maybe expand things a little bit like that. I don't know how far out we need to go. Maybe we just take that all the way out. Maybe we do that. That's going to be as far as we can go because our construction drones, they can only go so far. They cannot reach infinitely. So that is one of the things that will limit you. You'll have to put another construction drone hub down. And as you start adding those on to the colony, actually I should probably... This one tunnel right here, I'm going to go ahead... That one... No, that'll be fine. You know what? It'll be fine. Never mind. I was going to destroy that one, but you know what? Let's leave it there. Because we'll add a construction hub thingy-majigger. Well, here, we can do that right now, actually. Maybe we shouldn't. But we can add one right here. And that'll be powered. So it'll get power. That's no problem. And that'll actually allow us to grab this guy over here. If we give it just a second here, presumably we get someone to make it over there. Actually, I should probably see. What is our capacity here? 32. All right. We have housing for 32 people. It's not many. Now, theoretically, we can go send the drone from this guy out to go pick that stuff up. That's going to help out because we need to build some farms here. The game's kind of waiting for me to do that. So why don't we go ahead and build... Let's build a standard farm. Since we built this out a little bit, look at that. We're going to get a really nice return on our farms if we build out here, I think. And then we'll go 1, 2, because we need to save some extra space here. The way it kind of works, farms are going to plop down a couple of tiles on their own for where they're going to actually have farming land. And it's just, as far as I can tell, kind of random about where it picks. And it chose really good ones. It probably picks the best ones it can. That would be my guess. My guess? My guess? That would be my guess. Wow, I can't speak. So there you go. Look at that. We already have quinoa going. Man, that is coming up nicely. Like that. I like that. Now, we are going to need some more people here, so let's see what we have going on here. Build a nanite processor. All right, so that technically is under the construction tools, and you can see nanites down here. We have 214 of those. Hi, Cat. Are you going to jump up here? You're probably going to jump up here, aren't you? There you are. Nanites are essentially what we use to build with, so if we don't have any more nanites, we have issues. Let's go ahead and drop this guy right back here. I think that's a good spot right there. It's as good as any anyway. Yes, winter is approaching. That is going to be fun. It's actually going to be a problem, if I'm just going to be honest here, which is probably why I should have done a greenhouse. And we might end up doing that anyway, because, yeah, we don't really have a whole lot of food here. Unfortunately, we have a lot of people over there, but let's turn this guy down so that will force workers to go to other places. We need more people over here, and you know what? Here, let's do that too. Let's go ahead and use that potash we just picked up. And that's going to allow us to grow a little more quinoa, which that'll be a good thing since it's pretty much our only source of food right now.
Progress is satisfactory. I've been authorized to provide your colony with a small reward.
Let's take more, because I haven't found a way to get more of that. Oh, apparently we are running out of storage here. All right, well, we need to build some storage, so resource management. And we can afford a big storage depot at this point, but hello. That is a big worm. Holy crap. That seems bad. Wow. Don't anger the worm. Wow. That is one big crazy looking thing right there. I don't even know what to say to that. Cannot build right there. We cannot build right there. We could build right there. I'm trying to be better about putting tunnels down and keeping things connected. I don't know how vitally important it is, but I'm pretty sure it is important, so I'm trying to be better about it. And we cannot build over there. I don't really want to build it right there. That doesn't really work out well for me. I'm kind of regretting that decision. Well, where do we have here? Yeah, you're not going to do anything during winter, so you're not going to grow. Maybe what we should do is we'll just run that guy across that way, and then we'll just take that out a little bit like that, because that's going to leave enough room that we could build at least one little thing over there. And still cannot build right there, can I? Alright, well, you know what? Let's do a small one for the time being, then. It'll work out okay. A small one is not really going to be sufficient, but it'll be better than nothing, so... I mean, whatever, it'll be okay. This guy is pretty darn full, so it'll help out. Anyway, we have more missions here. Going to need more and more colonists. No kidding. So we need to build a habitat. Now that's going to be one of these groovy looking things right here. This is another one of those interesting things where, this is a really interesting game, and I gotta say, it's done really well. I haven't had any problems or anything, and for a game that's not finished, you don't always have that happen. But this is where something else of interest is going to come in. We need to build stuff in places that make sense. So I'm going to build way over here, which might not make sense, but as we expand and put more things in over here, it will. And by that, I'm actually talking about, if we go to my overlay here, I can kind of show you, which one am I looking for? Commute. You can see how big a commute it is. Right now, these people all live over here, but they all have to commute all the way over to here. That's kind of a pain. So let's put in some housing over on this side. That way, they can get over here pretty easily. Yeah, we're going to have food problems. And in fact, let us go to our... no, wrong one. Wrong one? This one. No. There we go, rationing. Let's turn rationing on for right now. That's going to let our food get stretch a little further here by not giving as much food to people. Now, we did already kind of build a storage depot, but we technically built a small one. So we built a mini storage depot. We didn't build a proper storage depot. So you know what? Let's go and build a proper one right there. And we have another mission going on. Build an immigration center. That's actually going to be kind of necessary if we want to have this colony continue on. So there we go. We'll go ahead and get the immigration center going on. The immigration center is going to pull basically spaceships out of the sky. Well, it's not going to pull them out, but, folks will be in spaceships, and they will come in and land in the colony, and that's how they're going to join us. Now, right now, I don't know that I really want many more people to join, but it'll be okay. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this, too. So we're going to just run some tunnels all the way to about right there. Might need to go a little more. But I'd like to get to the point where we could start using that geothermal vent soon, and we can basically get another geothermal generator up and running. I would like that. I'd prefer to avoid solar if I can, because let me show you here. Solar panels, if we go to its information screen, apparently, doesn't tell me on this one. Ah, it's on this one. There you go. It only gets half power in winter. So winter is kind of interesting. Our crops are not growing, which is why I should have done a greenhouse. Should have built a greenhouse, because that way we would have enough food. Because the greenhouse will still let you get half during winter. So you can get half of your crops. It's not bad. It's maybe not ideal, but it's not bad. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this guy right now. We're going to upgrade it. It's going to cost 12 nanites to do that. But I think that'll be worth it, because that'll give us an extra construction drone. And just as we're building here, that'll help us out and make things go a little faster. So, seems like a good plan. So now we need to get to a population of 50. We do technically have a capacity of 68, but to do that, we're going to need to bring people in via the immigration center. So let's hope we get a few colonists with this particular load. So we should be getting 3 new colonists, as you see right there. Should, theoretically. Let's just watch for a second here. And apparently not yet. All right, maybe people are leaving. That would be terrible, because people can actually leave. It's kind of interesting how it works. Ooh, we probably should upgrade those farms, but it's not going to do any good right now. We're still in the winter season. You can see right here, hour 50 of 56, so we're slowly getting there. I guess we can go ahead and do that. Here, let's go ahead and upgrade you. It's not going to cost all that much. We can go ahead and upgrade both of them. So you can see it costs 4 nanites. We're going to send construction drones over here to do it. And as they upgrade, they will add a new tile that they're going to be able to grow on. So that'll be kind of handy. Again, it's not going to do a whole lot of good right now because we're still kind of going through winter. But as winter winds down here, we should be able to grow a little more food again. And we'll be able to turn rationing off. There we go. Point 1. Point 2. All right, we are slowly seeing some food roll in. So there you go. We are at spring now. So let's go ahead and go back up to this guy, and we'll take rationing off. We're not going to ration our food. Now, we don't have a whole lot of extra right now, so maybe we shouldn't be doing that, but it's okay. I'm going to take immigrants as a reward for whatever that was, for doing something. Because we can always get more food and water. That's not a big deal. What we can't really get a ton of at once would be immigrants. So here's what we're going to do. Now that we have a few more immigrants...
Got the extractor.
I copy, Jack.
Okay, I think I see her. There's something in the bottom. I see a body. She didn't go far.
Is it Calandra?
I see the exosuit, so it's gotta be her. I'm gonna get out and do a scan. Help load her into the extractor.
Roger that, Jack. You see, Governor? This is why we don't go on unauthorized exploration missions on an alien planet. Especially not without proper clearance and backup. I'm sure you're not the sort of person who would engage in that kind of reckless behavior. But do make sure your colonists are aware of the danger of these sorts of spontaneous field trips.
All right, I was talking over them a little bit, so...
Request for you, boss.
As I was saying here, we're going to go ahead and just build another farm. That way we can get some more food going on. Now we need a trade hub, so if we go back to this guy, the second option over here, which I was kind of waiting for it to pop up as something we would need to do, and here it is, there's a trade hub. So we'll go ahead and just drop this, sure, right next to the immigration center. That'll be fine. Now, we are going to have a bit of a problem here momentarily in that we are going to run out of electricity, so I'm going to go ahead and just take the opportunity to increase that one more time, and then pop a geothermal generator down right there. And then I kind of feel like we should go to our nanite processor. Let's go ahead and upgrade that. 57% faster production would be pretty darn helpful. And at this point, we can probably open up a few slots in the mine. That way, well, I guess technically we're not even really going through it there. We do have some excess iron, so we didn't really need to do that, but that's okay. We are very slowly getting additional colonists in here, so we should be able to kind of theoretically grow things along. Now, one of the interesting things about geothermal generators is that they have problems that you gotta take care of, and namely, you need to watch out the air, need to watch for the air quality on these guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just pop, I don't know where I want to put it. I'm gonna go right there. I think that's still within construction range. Yeah. Little bendy line was reaching all the way over there. So I'm going to put this intake fan down. What that's going to do is it's going to basically bring in some fresh air and kind of exhaust some of this stuff out. I mean, I guess from a technical standpoint, I think we're kind of operating under the idea of, you know, a dome sort of thing. So we need to keep, or basically bring in good air that's going to get rid of the stuff that we're kind of venting into the system from the crummy geothermal generator. But, you know, it's all good.
I have a new opportunity for you.
So sometimes you can get some trade missions here. And in this case, 400 gold, which we only have 120 of, for a bunch of corn. So how in the world are we supposed to get a bunch of gold, I wonder? I would be willing to bet that most of it is going to be through these guys right there. Maybe not. Iron deposit, iron deposit. Potash deposit. Potassium salt, huh? That's what they're calling it. Okay, that's what it is. I wasn't really sure. Copper. Iron deposit. I don't know where in the world we're supposed to find gold from. I'm actually a little lost on that one. Well, that is... Ah, there we go. So we can export 20 gold. I thought I read that as a 200. Maybe I just can't read. Let's go ahead and do that. We're just going to go ahead and export 20 gold and get 200 corn back in place. Now, the cool thing is we can just kind of leave that running, and this dropship here, whenever it gets around to it, it's going to go ahead and load up some cargo. It's going to jump off into space, and it's going to basically hook us up with a bunch of corn on its own. It'll do its own thing. And we can just leave that running for as long as we have gold. We have 120 gold. We can leave it running for a while. It's no big deal. We don't have to worry about it. It'll take care of its own thing. When we want to stop it, we stop it. So we need to expand the colony. So 3 additional structures. Let's figure out what sort of stuff we might want. How happy is everyone? They're pretty happy. Pretty happy. How's our commute these days? Not too shabby. A little bit of a commute penalty, but not bad. Water overlay is probably okay. I think water is probably fine. Employment, yeah, you know, employment's looking good. So I guess maybe the big one would be crime. I don't know. Do we want to worry about crime? That is, I don't know. Do we want to worry about crime? There probably won't be a whole lot right now, but there will be a little bit. So why don't we go ahead and let's kind of work on that a little bit, just because we can kind of do that right now. We're going to go ahead and build a police hub. Let me turn the overlay off, because I would like to see where I'm placing this. Actually, let me turn that off, too. Where are we going to set this guy? We don't really need it to... Well... I don't know where I would like to put this one. Let's go on the other side right here. That's not going to reach all the way through the colony, but it's going to get a good chunk of it. And I think that'll be good. So we're going to add a police station. And then we can go to some of our other options here. We might want to add a little more housing, or maybe we'll upgrade the habitat instead. Let's go to our services here, our happiness and stuff. Our happiness and stuff. It's a technical name. And I think we'll go ahead and put a bar and grill in. We might change that to, there's going to be another option for it once it's done. We might want to change that to something else entirely. Retail center. These are kind of big. I mean that in the literal sense. They take up a lot of space there. And we're going to go ahead and... Sure, let's go ahead and do that. Now, I probably shouldn't be putting these things down right now, but it's too late. So we're going to go into, I think, lounge mode. That's going to be the entertaining mode. So the restaurants here have a couple different modes. You can do bar mode, you know, obviously alcohol. Bistro mode, you know, food mode, basically. And lounge mode, which is just kind of like, you know, a nonstop club. So we're going to let our people be clubbers. That's what we're going to go for here. Wow, look at that. We got all the construction drones working on the retail center. So theoretically here, once that's done, we should be done with our mission for that one. And I'm going to go ahead and let that wrap up, and I will catch you on another episode as we work on the Sandy Gulch, and, wow, I think we've made pretty good progress so far. And yeah, we're actually running out of power. That's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue. But I'll catch you on another one. Until then, thanks for watching. See you later.